Today I'm going to teach you how to make a mold out of clay. And the clay I'm using today is an oven baked clay. It's called Sculpey, S-C-U-L-P-E-Y, Sculpey clay. And it bakes in your oven. Here's what the back of the package looks like. The clay, once it's fired, can be painted. It's made for ages 8+. It looks like it's recyclable, and you can make all kinds of things out of it. We bought this clay at Walmart. This is the release agent I like to use. I spray it on the plastic shoe so that it will come out of the mold. This particular product is called Favor, and it's made by Johnson. I suppose you could use Pledge as well. But furniture polish has been the best medium I've found to get the plastic shoe out of the Sculpey once it's been pressed in. I've tried oil, baby powder, motor oil, and canola oil, and nothing seems to work as good as the furniture polish. I place the shoe on top of a square cube of Sculpey. I then use an X-Acto knife to mark the clay where I need to make my cut. This particular shoe is a high-heel shoe, so there's a lot of part of the clay I need to cut away. I remove the shoe in preparation of making the cut. I cut through on both sides, not going all the way to the table, but leaving about 1/2 to 1/4 inch of clay. I turn the clay on the end and prepare to make my next few cuts. One on the right, and then I'll move over to the left side. I cut through to the point where I meet my other cuts that were coming from the top. And then I remove the chunk of clay that I have just cut. This will save me materials and speed the baking process. There are a few little imperfections, but they don't really matter. I just touched them up with my finger. I'm checking the shoe and the clay for the correct size. I want to make sure the clay is big enough to accommodate the shoe. I then remove the clay and prepare to spray the shoe. Again, I will spray the shoe with this furniture polish, the bottom side of the shoe. I'm now spraying the shoe with the furniture polish, making sure it has a good coating on it. I pay particular attention to the heel of the shoe, since that will be the most difficult to get out. And here's what it looks like from a distance as I spray the furniture polish. The inside of the heel is probably one of the more critical points as it tends to stick. I remove the clay and the instruments from the wax paper that I've laid down and flip it over onto the cloth. I could have used new wax paper, but I wanted to get the most good out of this wax paper that I could get. Now I place the piece of clay back onto the wax paper, preparing to make the mold. The shoe that is now coated with the furniture polish is placed onto the Sculpey clay, positioned such that the heel is on the high part of the clay and the toe is hanging over the cut out piece of clay, or the lower side of the clay. I press down firmly and steady. I try not to wiggle the shoe, and I'm pressing on both sides, front and back equally, into the clay. You can see the furniture polish now is starting to squirt out the sides. That's a good sign. As you can see, the clay is starting to split on the sides. That's because I didn't knead the clay long enough and warm it up with my hand. But any splits in the clay can be corrected and smoothed over. I continue to push down on the shoe until it's completely embedded in the clay and at the top, matching with the top of the Sculpey. Then I take my X-Acto knife and just smooth out and cover up the crack on the side. This shoe is in the mold and is now ready to be removed. I use my X-Acto knife to try and raise the heel. Now I'm going to try and raise the toe piece. As you can see, it's pretty firmly embedded, but that's where the furniture polish comes in at. Looking closely, you'll see that I get the X-Acto knife underneath the shoe and lift up gently, and it will come loose. And there it goes. Removing the excess furniture polish with my finger, I wipe it on a towel. Now I'm ready to try and remove the heel piece. The toe is completely free at this point. I grab the piece in the middle using my fingernails. It helps to have fingernails for this project. Wiggle the shoe back and forth while lifting. Pulling it out carefully, and I have a mold of the shoe. The mold is made out of Sculpey. There is a little imperfection there by the heel. I just smooth it out with the opposite end of the cutting tool. Or to be more precise, the blunt end of the X-Acto knife. Now the cracks in the toe were caused by not kneading the clay and making it warm. I took a shortcut for demonstration purposes, and you'll see that the cracks appeared in the toe, but that really won't matter. Those cracks in the toe could be smoothed out with your finger or some other object. I reinsert the shoe and check it for fit. And everything looks good. This technique doesn't require any fancy materials or any fancy tools. It's just a basic mold made out of Sculpey, and I've used a plastic doll shoe. Very cost effective. especially if you intend to make very many doll shoes. Here's the close-up view of the mold. Once the mold has been completed and the shoe has been removed, I rinse out the mold or the furniture polish. That will take all the residue out of the mold and it won't bake into the Sculpey. This is where the Sculpey will bake for about 15 minutes until it becomes firm. This mold is baked and ready to be used. And that's how you make a mold out of Sculpey clay.